Okay, moving on, we are going to continue our journey here. Let's see. So we left off where we had gotten a few fragments from the last destination. So at the beginning of the turn, let's move two. We're going to move two cautiously, and we're going to go to this great tree right here. 1, 2. Okay, we are going to roll our skills, so that's going to be... Alright, I have a 5, a 3, and that is a crit. So crit success, that means we heal because of our survivalist trait. We are at full vitals, so that doesn't matter too much. We didn't get gold. Our skill for Explore is still only a 3. But we did make our navigate. Okay, so let's roll to see if we get that infused seed. We need to roll a d8, and we have a -2 to the roll, so that becomes a 2. That means we get 1 infused seed. So we are currently up to 9 infused seeds and 1 essence vine. Okay, after that we are going to go to the circumstance phase. I rolled a 2, and that is going to be the spirit of the forest. So this is another level 5, and I'm actually getting ready to go after the first boss. So because we move cautiously, I don't want to disrupt the spirit of the forest. I think I'm going to let him go. Very tempting, but not today. So let's replace that. Okay. All right. So then the next thing is we have harvesting equipment. So we can roll the 6-sided die during the event phase while we are on a great tree in order to harvest. So I'm going to roll a d6, and depending on what we get, we'll be able to harvest some essence. That's a 4. So a 4 is a essence vine. So in order for us to do that, I'm going to have to spend a health or energy. So I'm going to spend a energy and go down to 7 out of my 8 energy. And we are going to roll this die one more time, and we get a -2 to the roll. So 4 becomes a 2, is a success, which means we get 1 essence vine. So we now have 9 seeds, and we have 2 essence vines. Okay. At the end of the turn, the fate tracker goes up, and then it's our turn. One more time. Okay, so we are currently on the great tree. We moved cautiously. We only have 3 gold. Okay. I think what we could do, we could move, although if we're not moving cautiously, we're going to have to take whatever we get. Let's do it. It's time that we took some chances here. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm moving right onto the Acropolis at this time. So I'm dangerously close to the Magi. This is a very crucial skill roll at this moment. If we manage to wander, if I don't make my navigate roll, I could feasibly wander onto the Magi, and that would end the game, because I don't think I would be in a position to fight her. I mean, I could always try and flee combat, but yeah, it'd be hard. So let's see what we get. Alright, so I got navigate with a 4. I have an 8 for survival. And that means I have to spend some food. So I'm going to spend 2 food. That's when my regeneration kicks in here. Because of the Sarthawin's gemstone, I gain regen equal to 3 for the remainder of the game turn. Okay, so then I missed the explore roll, and that moves us into the circumstance phase. Roll of 5, and that, my friends, is the helpful Nixie. So we find a helpful Nixie in kind of poking around Adramon's Acropolis. You've saved a clever Nixie from being eaten. To repay you, she has offered to help you on her journey. The helpful Nixie aids you while navigating the wilds as long as she is alive. At the end of each skill phase, if you are within 1 hex of an event location, you may immediately move to it. So that's awesome. She is an escort, which means we do have the extra character in our party at the moment. The escort has 6 health, and it will attack our opponents for 2 damage each round. So that's pretty good. And that actually helps us with the the boss fight as well. So there's a location on the battle mat where we can actually put down our escort information. So I'm going to put that down. So we have the helpful Nixie, which is 6/2, 6 health, 2 attack every round. All right. So that brings us into the villain phase, and we will put another notch on the fate tracker. We are only 2 more away from another increase, which would mean that I can't use my survival. I'm sorry, my explore. All right, so next game turn, we are going to, I think we're going to move. We could move 2 or we could move 3. If we move 3, it is no longer, let's just move 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to move 3 because time is of the essence. We are almost out of our explore roll here. So we are going to do that. All right. So we are located currently on the boss location. We're going to roll all of our skills, the skill phase. All right, I have a 5 for navigate, which means we are right where we need to be. I have a hex on explore, which means we do get 2 gold. Okay, and then we have a 7 for survival, which means we miss it. Now, this is actually a good thing because we do have this cursed item. It did give us a -3 to our health and energy. However, we do now have regen this turn because we've eaten. So Sarthwin's gemstone kicks in, and we have regen of 3, and that happens at the beginning of every round of combat. So that's actually a really good thing. Because we are going to be entering combat with the first boss. Not only that, but we have a bounty for the first boss as well. So when we defeat the first boss, we're not only going to get the first boss rewards, but we're also going to get what is said here. The pixies of the Bluebark Vale have been bothered by the mad troll king for far too long. Though he doesn't pose a threat to them, his wailing in the deep of night is nonetheless quite disturbing. They admit to you they wish he was mind-wiped like the rest, even despite their hatred towards the Magi. Travel to Mraka'kek's quote-unquote kingdom and defeat the Mad King. If you can, the pixies will give you their fragment and 1 gold per hero. Alright, so if we were actually playing with the story book here, this would be one of those triggers where we read the story about the Mad King. Just because I know some of you won't necessarily want to go through that, I won't read it here, but just know that there is a story mode involved here in the game, and you can certainly be interacting with that at multiple times through the game. We would have had one at the battle site. We would have had one at the enthralled city, at the waypost. So certainly that would be happening kind of throughout your game. Okay, so Mraka'kek, the Mad King. He has 20 health and 18 energy. He is a monstrous humanoid, which means I get to roll my favorite opponent die as damage against him every turn. So let's go ahead and roll that. 5. So I do 5 damage. Now, because we're also playing a single hero game, we actually can, when we roll, during the declaration phase of each round of combat, we can spend 1 energy to use the defend action at half rank and also take another action. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend 1 energy, and that's going to allow me to use my defend ability. And then I'm also going to use my giant elixir along with that defend ability. The giant's elixir is an item found in the grove, and the target size is greatly increased. Their attacks deal 6 extra damage and they raise 10 health. So I will be raising 10 health and I will be gaining 6 extra damage to my each of my attacks. So in addition to my half defend rank, I'm going to also use synthesis. And what that is going to do is it converts up to synthesis rank energy, so 5, from a target into twice the amount of health and use it to heal 1 target. So I have a heal coming in at a heal of 10, and let's see what the boss does. So we're going to roll the d6 here, and that's a 3. So let's see what that is. So 3 is Bolt of Fire. Okay, he is going to be spending 4 energy to do this. Dual target energy. The Mad King holds his staff out, but instead of flames, dark smoke pours from it. Each target suffers 5 energy damage. If either target defends any damage, Mraka'kek heals 4 health. So I do defend 2 damage. I'm going to be taking 3. So I am down to 2 energy left. He heals for 4. Let's see. The Helpful Nixie is dealing 2 damage. And then I did 5. So we're doing 7 damage. Minus the 4 is 3 total. He's down to 17 health. And let's see, I've taken 5 energy. So he's down to 17 health and 9 energy at the end of the first round. Alright, so next round I am just simply going to do Arrow of Light, and that is going to be for 8 damage. I get to roll my favorite opponent's die again, and I got another 5. Alright. And then I'm going to also spend an energy to use my defend at half rank. Let's see what he does here. Oh, and we have 2 damage coming in from the Helpful Nixie. So I'll write that on the battle mat. And what does he do? We rolled a 1. Okay, so that is Flying Fists. Is he talking to himself? Single target health. The target suffers 4 damage. Okay, now we get to roll target dice. I will roll once for myself and once for the Helpful Nixie. Let's go with blue is the Helpful Nixie and green is myself here. So 8 and 8. We're going to re-roll. 2 and 4. Okay, so the Helpful Nixie had a 2 and I have a 4. And that means I will be taking 4 damage, 4 health damage. That drops me down to 16. Actually, I'm defending for 2, so I'm at 18 health. All right, and he's down to 10, 15. He's got 2 health left. 2 health left. 9 energy. All right, one more round. I'm going to do my attack for 8. I'm going to roll my favorite opponent's damage, and that was a 2. And then we have the 2 damage from the helpful Nixie. And what does he do? I'm not even going to defend this round. I think we're going to be okay. He does I Am King. Unyielding. Triple target. Non-lethal. Health and energy damage. Each target suffers 3 health and then 3 energy. And now he's yelling at us again. What a gem, this one. Okay, so unyielding means we can be targeted more than once. So we're going to be rolling the dice 3 times to see who the target is for each one. So 3 and 3, let's roll again. So 6, I'm 1 target. I am 2 targets. And I am all 3 targets. I take 9 health and 9 energy. It is non-lethal, which means it cannot drop below 1. But that means my energy stays the same, because I am currently at 8. I'm at 1 energy and 18 health. So that means I go down to 9 health and 1 energy. And Mraka'kek is defeated. All right. So what do we get from defeating Mraka'kek? Let's just start at the bottom here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to award the +1 defend. That's going to obviously, well, all the items are going to go to me. So I'm going to get a +1 defend, and I'm going to get the Gray Dragon Skull. So I'm going to add my defend. Now the Gray Dragon Skull is it's a legendary card, and it comes in the expansion. You basically get a couple of different abilities that you can use, and it has some artwork on it as well. So we have the Gray Dragon Skull, and this has a couple of abilities on it. Vitality swap. Once per game turn during the declaration phase of combat, the wielder may spend 2 energy to raise each hero's health to the highest current health among the heroes, and lower each hero's energy to the lowest current energy among the heroes. Once per game turn during the skill phase, the group may sacrifice 1 infused seed. Each hero adds their current health and energy together and divides the total evenly between their vitals. The new vital values may exceed their rank. So the sacrifice of seed might be a good thing for me to use in the future. I'll put that with my treasure cards over here. Okay, then we get 3 gold and 2 food. That is good because I spent my 2 food, my last 2 food during the game turn there. And then we get a power-up card. So power-up card. We get +1 to 2 of your choice. All right, so let's see. What should I do? I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my HEXplore. I'm going to make that a 4 by giving it a +1. And then I'm also going to increase my synthesis to a rank 6. So here's our character so far. We have 2 attack, 5 defend, 6 for first mastery, 4 second mastery, 6, 4, and 6 for our skills. And we're currently pretty hurting for energy, but we're close to max on that. Also, I do need to take off that Giant's Elixir. I did use that, so that we've taken off here. All right, what else do we get? We get a fragment card from defeating Mraka'kek. So let's look at that fragment card. And behold, it is another fragment of the shield. So that is awesome. We can either take a defend, second mastery, or a power-up. I think I am going to do another power-up. Let's make it random. Yep, I should have taken something else. That's okay. Survival. We can always use survival. That's always good. but it seems a little wasted on this hero combination just because I can use that ability of his. Okay, next on the agenda, we get to turn in this mission. Okay, travel to Mraka'kek's kingdom and defeat the Mad King. If you can, the pixies will give you their fragment and 1 gold per hero. So we get 1 gold and another fragment. I will definitely take the gold. Thank you, pixies. And it's the staff. We now have all 3 of the staff fragments. That means we can actually create the staff. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention, we are already on Fate Cycle 2, and I have not been putting out the Sentinels, so that is my fault here. We do have to put down a Sentinel each time the Fate Tracker goes up. You put a Sentinel in the lowest inhabited battle site. So the first time it would have been right here, and the second time it would have been over on the other side of the map where we got the favor at the beginning of the game. So at the maybe not at the end of this turn, but at the end of next turn, we will certainly have that happen. Okay, so we have the staff. So this does have the Magi symbol on it, which means we are going to basically get another hit on that. Getting closer to number 3. I'm going to take the 2 power-up bonus for this one, I think. So let's see what we get. We get always good, +2 health, and +1 health and energy. So that's not too bad. 3 health and 1 energy out of that. So I'm going to write that down here. We are up to 13 and 9. And that also increases our temporary. So we would be at 12 and 2 for now here. I'll replace it with a cleared token, noting that we've cleared the location. Now we do have a we have to increase the Fate Tracker as well. So at the end of that turn, we would do that. We have now gone into the 3rd turn. Our ring here is getting a little bit busy, our Fate Tracker, so I'm going to erase all of that. I'm going to write a 3 here, and that way we can keep track going forward. Now we have a nice clean ring there. Alright, so let's see here. So we have pretty decent skills. I think what we're going to need to do is we're going to do this one right here. So we're going to move 1. All right, and then I am going to well, first of all, I guess we have to do skills. So let's do that. Alright, so we have a 3. We made our HEXplore, which means we get 2 gold. That's pretty good. We missed navigate. That doesn't matter. We have a 9 for survival. Because I'm almost out of energy, I'm just going to have to take the food and eat it. That means we get regen this round because of the Sarthawin's gemstone. Okay, and then we still have the helpful pixie in our group. So at the end of each skill phase, if we are within 1 hex of an event location, we can immediately move toward it. Because we are already where we want to be, we don't need to use the helpful Nixie this round. Alright, so then we're going to roll for a circumstance. Let's see what we get. 2 blood wasps. I think we can take them. So this is a creature. We're going to get 3 gold and 1 food. Alright, they have 8 health and they have 8 energy. I am going to use synthesis and arrow of light. My arrow of light is only doing 2 damage. The Helpful Nixie is doing 2 damage, and that means I'm pulling 5 energy from the Blood Wasps. So that is going to look a little bit like this. So we have 4 health damage incoming, we have 5 energy damage incoming, and let's see what the Blood Wasps do. 2. Okay, group health and survival. Those who fail become poisoned. Alright, so we each are going to take 3 health. I'm going to use my heal on the Helpful Nixie. I am going to go down to 9. Oh, actually, at rank 6, you may use Molecular Barrier this round. So because my Synthesis is currently rank 6, I can also defend this round. So I'm defending that damage that I would otherwise take. So I stay at 12, so that's good. The Blood Wasps are going to take the 4 damage and the 5 energy, so they're down to 3 energy left. I have to roll survival. If I miss it, and I missed it! Also, I missed my survival this round, so I do actually have the Sarthuan's Gemstone regeneration in effect. So that's really good. I get regen health and energy, so I'm actually at 4 energy. I'm going to use my racial ability to interrupt that condition. So I go down to 2 energy remaining, and let's see, I should be at full health at the moment. And that means I don't get poisoned. So then we're into the next round. Alright, moving on. Let's see what they do next. I'm going to just do the same thing. 2 damage from me, 2 damage from the Helpful Nixie. The Blood Wasps, they roll a 5, and if any, so dual target energy. If any target reaches 0 energy, they fall unconscious for 1 round. So let's see, that is going to be... the Helpful Nixie does not have energy, so that's fine. I would be the other target, and I would take 4 energy. So I am unconscious for a round. So I go down to 0 energy. I'm unconscious. The Helpful Nixie is awake, but we do enough damage to defeat those Blood Wasps. So now we get 3 gold and 1 food. So we are up to 14 total gold. And I'll replace that card here. Alright, so then we have the event phase, and that is going to be our quest here, our destination. So this is the Keeper. The Briarkin that watches over the fragment here is zealous and unbribable. He will not relinquish the fragment to any mere passerby. He requires the Grey Dragon skull as proof of your conviction. The group may keep the Dark Relic. For each additional unique Dark Relic or completed relic you possess, he will give the group 2 infused seeds. Wow, okay, so we don't have a completed relic and we don't have any other Dark Relics, so that's really too bad that we couldn't get more infused seeds. Now, we can escort the Briarkin to Elwyn's Grove. If we do, each hero gets to draw a power-up card. I think that's a pretty good idea. So, I think we are going to do the challenge. And the other thing is, if we look at the expansion, we can get what are called Keeper Blessings. And so how does a Keeper Blessing work? Some of the Elwyn's Keepers have the ability to bless the heroes with a powerful incantation. When the heroes arrive in a Keeper destination, they may choose to camp there in order to gain the Keeper Blessing. Each Keeper Blessing is obtainable only once. They remain with the group throughout the rest of the game or until replaced by a new Keeper Blessing. So if we look at this one, this is going to be Teek's Blessing. And that is, the group may ignore 1 Fate Tracker increase gained from a power-up card once per game turn. And after you do, roll the Fate die once. If you roll a Hex, you may ignore 1 more this turn. So basically that means that we get to ignore when certain, when those epic cards come up. So whenever we get one of the Magi symbols, we get to ignore one of those every turn. So I think we definitely should camp here next turn. All right, so at the end of the turn, we're going to increase the Magi's influence on the fate tracker by 1 dot. And then we are going to camp here. Tumnus, the helpful Nixie, and the Briarkin named Teak. We all kind of have a meal here and trade stories about how awful the Magi is. So we're going to take that destination off of the board, and we get to turn in that card only after we complete the challenge. So in order for us to get that extra fragment, we have to take Teak to Elwyn's Grove. So the quickest way would be to travel over right through here. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to expand the terrain a little bit. We're going to go, well, before we do that, we have to camp. So I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so I'm going to camp in this location. That means I heal a little bit. So I go up to 3 energy, 4 because I have the Wayfarer's Cloak. All right, then we get to roll skills. All right, so I get a hex on the gold Explore. So up to 16 gold. That's pretty healthy. Thankfully, we make survival, which means we don't have to consume any food, and we don't have to worry about navigate. All right, because we rolled the hex, we get to roll for another infused seed. This would make it 10 if we actually get this. And we don't, well, actually we get a -2. So that's actually an 8 becomes a 6, becomes a success. So we get another Nature's Essence. We get a seed. So that is awesome. One other thing to note, Keeper destinations, they have a symbol on the upper part of the card, and it actually says infused seeds or essence vines or heart of the forest, and whatever it says here, you can actually trade with them as if you were in the grove. So because Teak is the keeper and he has infused seeds, we can spend our infused seeds as if we were in the grove. So I think for now, I'm going to get a Giant's Elixir. That was actually pretty good and really helped in battle. So I'm going to get a Giant's Elixir again, and that's going to cost 4. So let's drop that 10 down to a 6. All right. So that Giant's Elixir is a really good thing. It gives you a raise of 10 health, and your attacks do 6 extra damage every round for 3 rounds. So it's definitely a good thing. All right, so we rolled our skills, so now we get to roll for the circumstance, and that's a 1. We get the oh, you know what? Okay, so we have stayed in the location. That means we move cautiously, which means we can get rid of the... Oh, no, you're not. You know what? Annoying pixie is unavoidable. We can't get rid of it. You've pulled a pixie stuck in sap from a great tree, and now you wish you hadn't. To repay you, quote unquote, he wants you to show you all the interesting things in the forest. He decides to join the party. As long as the annoying pixie remains in the group, each time you would wander, you roam instead. If you move into a waypost before the skill phase, the pixie leaves the group to find another group to bother. So here we are, the helpful Nixie, the Briarkin named Teak, and the annoying pixie. We're all in it together. I have 3 escorts at the moment, and together we are going to make our way deeper into the forest. All right, let's replace that card. And you know what? We don't have any cards on the board that allow us to enter Elwyn's Grove. None of the cards have Elwyn's symbol on it. Oh, sorry. I guess that that's not entirely true. We do have two folks in the group who have that symbol, so though that means the grove is open, so we can go. All right, so next turn, we went into the third. That means our sentinel has arrived in the third spot here. We increase the fate tracker to the second dot and moving on up. All right, my explorer is only 4, which means next turn, if I don't increase it, or in the next few turns, if I don't increase it, it could be in jeopardy. All right, so that's the end of that turn. We are going to now move across. So let's go ahead and put this there, just like that. That's going to be our bridge. And oh, hey, we have a destination on that location. So let's put that down right here. So you've stumbled upon an old gate which appears to be an active portal. This one will give 2 fragments, you guys. If we do this destination right here, that's 2 fragments. So that might be something we want to do. I don't think we want to do it just yet, so I think we're going to continue our journey. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to roll all 3. Made navigate, that's awesome. Made explore, that's awesome. With a crit, we're up to 18 gold, and we get to roll for a seed. Made my survival roll, which is also good. So let's go ahead and roll for that seed. 3 minus 2 is a 1, which means we get 2 seeds. We are back up to 8 seeds. That's pretty good. Okay, when the group moves into a portal location on the game board, immediately enter the skill phase. Okay, if navigate is successful, which it was, the group passes through and emerges on the hex in the Fey realm that shares that portal number. So, portal number 3, we arrive in hex number 3. I'll just set that right here. So that's where we are currently. We're in the Fey realm. Alright, so let's read the Fey realm, the Elwyn's Grove location here. And this says, the heroes may choose an open circumstance and play it while anywhere in the Fey realm. The group heals all conditions and all lost health and energy upon exiting the Fey realm. Alright, and then we can spend our gold and our nature's essence. Okay, so I think I figured out what I'm going to do here. We are going to continue our movement. We moved 1, 2, 3. So we can continue our movement now that we are in the Fey realm to land in Elwyn's Grove. Now, when you're in the Fey realm, you still have circumstances, but you get to pick the circumstance that you're playing. We're going to face the giant fox. We only have the 5 encounters on the board. This is going to give us 2 gold and 2 food. So the giant fox has 4 health and 5 energy. Between the 4 of us, we have Tumnus, the Floromancer, we have the helpful Nixie, the annoying Pixie, and Teak, the Briarkin Keeper with us. Between the 4 of us, I think we're going to be just fine. So we're going to do 2, 4, 6 damage total. Let's see what the fox does. What does the fox do in this instance? So this is a single target health. If the target dealt damage this round, they deal 1 less until the end of combat. So we have to get a target here. So out of the 4 of us, we have myself with a hex. We have helpful Nixie with a 6. We have the Keeper with a hex, and the annoying Pixie with an 8. Yay! The annoying Pixie is the one who gets hit. That could not have worked out any better. The annoying pixie actually defends, and they deal 1 less damage next round. Does not matter, we did enough to defeat the fox. So we get 2 health and 2 no, I'm sorry, I said it again. 2 gold and 2 food from that, which is good. We're back up to 3 food. Okay, that moves us into the event phase, which means we get to spend some of our currency. And I think what we're going to do is, the first thing is we are going to get another Giant's Elixir for 4 seeds. That means we will have 2. Then we will get the Starflower. Now the Starflower is an item that appears in the expansion. It was one of our Grove Keepers items, so one of our backers selected the Grove Keeper pledge level, and that allowed them to create this item. So this is going to cost us 2 vines. We only have 2 vines, so we're going to go down to 0. This rare blooming flower is vibrant and casts small motes of light all around it. Found only in the Fey realm, it is regarded as a symbol of strength and hope. Once per game turn, it may be used to heal health equal to the number of essence vines the group carries. That heal affects either the group or one opponent, and its effect takes place after all damage is resolved at the end of a combat round. Additionally, whenever the heroes gain access to an essence vine while carrying the Starflower, they may attempt to harvest 1 more. So this is going to allow us to get multiple essence vines, and the more essence vines we have, the bigger the heal. The fact that this is a healing item that actually affects the entire group or one opponent is also means that it can actually be used to influence our opponents as well. Alright, so hopefully it will save our butts in the future. Now, the annoying pixie is still with us, but the keeper, we have delivered him to the Fey realm, to Elwyn's Grove. So that means we get a power-up card, and we get to turn in this card, which means we get another fragment. So let's look at the power-up first. Oh, nice. +2 attack. We needed that. So we are up to 4 attack rank. And what do we have for our fragment? It is the sword. And the sword fragment is going to give us +1 attack, a +1 to our purple, which is first mastery, or another power-up. I think we're going to take another power-up. And look at that, health, energy, and survival. Actually, this card, I actually fixed this card. It has the wrong symbol on it. So, actually, I believe it's for, health, energy, and explore, if I am correct. I may be wrong. I'll just do the what it says here, and that is health, energy, and survival. So, go up to 8 survival. That would have been nice if it actually was explore. 14 and 10. Alright, so at the end of that round we're going to increase the Fey tracker by 1, and that sets us up for the next part of our journey. Hey guys, thanks for watching the second chapter of our Floromancer video. So in this chapter we saw Tumnus basically give the Pixies of the Bluebark Vale some much needed respite from the Mad Troll King. We defeated him and gained his Dark Relic. We met both a helpful Nixie and an annoying Pixie, both of whom entered the group, and we together fought off blood wasps. We then met a courageous Briarkin named Teak, and he entered the group as well. He needed us to bring him to the Fey realm, to Elwyn's Grove. So together, the 4 of us set out to do that. Once inside, we encountered a giant fox, and we made our way to Elwyn's Grove. we were able to get a couple of items as well as a item that would propel us into the end game, and that is the Star Flower. Now the Star Flower is an item that enhances the ability for us to influence opponents, so I'm really excited that we've got this item. We're going to be spending the next video getting it really super powered up, and we're going to look at doing some additional things in the next video. So thanks for watching. As always, you can use the links below to navigate to different sections of the video if you want to focus on checking out the video that way instead of watching the whole thing. So thanks for watching part 2. Until next time.